All right. Hey, we're officially live and we are doing the stream deal. Boo bam. Uh, we're kicking off a live stream episode of the ThinkStopper. Here I am is Trez, your boy Trez Mala, always here high as hell. And I got my good friend from uh, a, a very passionate project that I'm doing outside of uh, conspiracy and stuff. It's talking about fights, boxing, and stuff. I'm here with my man Lex Las Vegas.
That's me, Lex Las Vegas. Fight
Boo bam.
conversations.
Yeah, man. Fight conversations, Think Stopper podcast. My buddy Mikey, he couldn't make it, or he's floating around, got some other things going on. But yeah, here we are. We're all on the lockdown, guys. And if you can tell by my background, I ain't social distancing.
Ah,
I got a whole shitload of people over on this motherfucker, but nah,
don't
man.
don't mind that they all don't move at all.
Yeah, everybody's kind of frozen in place, but yeah, we got a lot going on, man. We're all locked down. Just wanted to, say get on the old stream and stuff like that, and just talk about like what's going on out there, the things that happen. And one of the things that just happened right now is they came to an agreement on the stimulus, the bailout, the bailout of the country.
Supposed to
Um,
vote on it tomorrow.
Yeah, well, they agreed on it tonight. It's supposed to go down. Everything they're announcing it tomorrow. $2 trillion. Um, the Republicans say they got what they wanted. I don't know. I haven't heard from the Democrats because all I saw was McConnell say anything about it. But guys, if you have anything to say about it, leave a comment. Let me know. Say something over here. Let me. I'm gonna throw out the old invite if anybody out there wants to join the little discussion on this.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Yeah, my man Tino, bitch, better have my money. Is that direct? Getting paid direct, Tino? That's what I talk about. You know, is that money coming direct over here? Um, Holy hot damn! I don't know if if that's going out to Facebook and stuff, but yeah, man, they're gonna be paying that money. Who knows what's gonna happen though with this because there was already a lot of money in the uh yeah, there's already a lot of money in the system. They were already just printing money, propping this thing up, and then this just hits. You know, the economics. I mean, the global economic stop, and then bam, here they are hitting with this extra $2 trillion of liquidity just added to the market. That's going to be huge, man. That's going to be like, that's going to hit the dollar.
It's a total 6 trillion, right? They have putting 2 trillion,
Probably
2 trillion from Congress, and then 4 trillion um from the some other
it's
area.
insane that we're just throwing out these numbers like willy
Six
nilly,
trillion.
like
Just
this
throw it out.
trillions. You know what I mean?
Remember when million was like a big number?
Yeah, man. I mean, it was like that whole Doctor Evil thing. It was like a million, and then it was a billion. Now we're just talking trillions. Pretty soon, man, in a couple years, you're gonna be like, yeah, dude, it's gonna be like a $4 quadrillion bailout, and everybody's gonna be fine with it. Everybody's gonna be fine with it. But yeah, democratic socialism to what degree, though? I mean, you know, yeah, and that's one of the things real quick that Tino's saying Trump out progressive the progressives or um that's one of the things that Jimmy Dore was saying uh you know and it's true, all the stuff that the Democrats were pushing and stuff, kind of Trump just was like, well, that's what's needed to get the country, to help bridge the gap, um uh, I don't see it like a lot of people are like, oh man, it's a bailout. It's a bailout. You gotta uh, Oh, I like this. I like this one right here. Hold on, I'm gonna get to this one here. But everybody's like, "Oh, it's a bailout." You know, you like your socialism? You're gonna take the check. You know, to Eh, hey, look, this is not a failed business that's getting a bailout, and it's a golden parachute for the CEOs. You know what I mean? This isn't. This is the whole
Well,
thing. We all just been fucking just bam, just tsunamied over here. You know, and
went back
so
100 years to the Spanish flu.
well, here's one of the things though. This is one of the things. Lex is like. Um, when this is the there's a couple roles of government that need to be met by a government, and one of them is take care of their people. You know what I mean? Take care of their citizens and stuff. And when they started bailing out the corporations and all that, you know, that was that's a totally different beast. You know, living off the government tit is a completely different beast. You know, but I like this. How about our rainy day marijuana fund here in Vegas? Think our now unemployed workers can get some of that? You know, I'm we're still trying to see what they're doing with the damn money. You know, that why not redistribute? Why not repurpose it? You know, one of the things is all like my kid's school has gone to whatchamacallit. My kid's school went to they're all online, you know, Google Classroom, and we're using Zoom and stuff like that. So
Oh, they
it,
use Zoom for for the classroom.
yeah, they're using for like like a not so much like a classroom, but it's like a meet in, like a check in. They haven't really figured it out, but yeah, no. What is up with that with that weed money? You know, other than all the people that work so hard to fleece to get it. You know,
I
yeah.
mean,
This
it's
is
the
a
same.
strange one too, though. This was a strange one too, though. Tino brings up Epstein just the other day or a couple weeks ago. His bank account was just activated up out of nowhere. You know, right before like all this
How did they
crash and
know that
shit.
though?
Was that?
Who knew that?
Whoever's watching it, it was like leaked somewhere. I think Sam, I think they covered it on the tinfoil hat podcast with Sam. I can't remember exactly who, but I've seen it posted a couple times. That's the thing, is there's just like a deluge of like this craziness going on right now. You know, hey Val, what's going on? I hope you're doing
What
well.
craziness?
And the old lockdown over here, you know, the old shutdown. You know, I need to do like you. I need to like break my own rules and just get all huffy puffy in the house, get all loosey goosey here in the office, man. We're on lockdown, dude. You know.
Oh yeah, this is lockdown rules right now because the rules were different before for me.
Yeah, it's a different rules. But man, there's craziness going on though. So they got that bill going through, you know, you got you know, there was a lot of pork, you know, and to me, I just oh yeah, here we go. Tino's over here kidding around, yada yada yada. Hi, make friends, everybody. We said hello before. Tino, fucking grease. Anyways, uh, there's what we were talking about, the pork that the Democrats went to go and add in right now. You know, I think that was I think there's a lot to be said. I think there's a lot to be said. You know, it's one or two ways. Is this thing as serious as they make it out because of how they handled it? You know, as far as like their when I say how they handle it, they go to they got to vote, they got to go to get this stimulus up and going, and they're trying to throw in a lot of political stuff from way back, you know, stuff from before that they've been arguing for over the last couple of years. You know, they throw it out in a time of need when we need like to act fast. You know what I mean, on stuff. You know, that's not a time for like politicking and stuff. But
The transparency issue is an issue because
there's that digitizing again, dude. God damn.
we don't really know. We don't really know what is in the deal. We only know hearsay of what they say side put in the deal. The fact that there's no transparency in the negotiating process. It is what it is. We have to just
No.
believe what's being said. One side, the Republicans say that the Democrats are trying to put items of the Green New Deal. Democrats say they're not doing that. So who do you
Yeah,
believe?
well,
No. How do we know? We have to
well,
take.
they today, earlier today, as in today, as in what was it, on Tuesday, they went up there and um I'm sorry, I'm catching that. I'm like feedback. I can hear myself on the end, but they read it out. The Senator Cotton, he went and just read this whole list of all the stuff that they tried to just throw in there, and this isn't the time for it. I mean, that's the politic. I mean, this is like a serious deal. This is, you know what I mean. I mean, the country is at a halt, and yeah, definitely, Kristen, they're working their agenda. You know what I mean? And it's not even their agenda. What's scary is it's who they work for. Like here, one of the things you talk about on agenda, you have these senators, you have these Republican senators, and then you have or these Republican politicians. I don't know exactly if they're congressmen or senators. And you also have Feinstein. You have a Democrat in there that got caught dumping a whole bunch of stocks or shorting stocks or whatever, pulling out money, knowing in anticipation of this crash. And then here no one's
Shady.
really, I mean, yeah, no, super shady. When it's even worse, what's even worse is it's their job, right? It's their job to work for us and to help, and instead of like warn the people or say anything, do anything, here they go and they're over there shorting and they're trying to profit and make money without even warning their people. I mean, that should be considered criminal. um to that's like another degree, man. That's just like knowing
Oh,
there's a
especially in a
flood
situation
coming.
as serious as this.
What's that?
Especially in a situation as serious as this.
Yeah,
I'm
no.
sure. I'm sure that, a lot of times in the history of politics, there's been plenty of politicians that had some inside information on some law that was going to be passed. Look at Boardwalk Empire. It is what it is. Sometimes stuff as a
dude
politician, you use it to make money. But this is like
dude
on the
they
back
made
of
it.
like so many people. It's
Obama
like
made it
even worse.
legal. Obama made it legal for them to insider trade. He did the Stock Act, and they were supposed to prevent them from doing anything. They had to like register, and they had to only go off of public information. And then they did the Stock Act of 2012. Boo bam, Jack Slammy. And what Obama did, 8 hours. 8 motherfucking hours before that fucking bill went into effect, he signs an amendment to the bill that reversed it for politicians that they could they can now trade off of off public record information, insider trading, and it's stupid. It's like crazy. It's like, oh well, they
Wait, so
they
you're
just have to
saying
read.
they had a stock act, and then within one swoop, they also amended it to not include themselves?
Yep, right in the middle of the night. So when Obama draws out this bill, when he drags out this bill, they did the girl did, a couple years ago did a thing on this. It's called The Resident on RT Russia Today. She does it. But the day he rolled it out, it was a big fucking to do. Oh, look at me, I'm signing, with my pen and da 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 da, and all shit like that. And then they fucking and then when he goes and does the old switcheroo at the end, nada, crickets, nothing. So they're allowed to insider trade, and it is 100% fucking criminal. And again, it's another reason why we should have the fucking pitchforks, the tars, and the fucking feathers ready to
Well,
go.
remember this, right? People wonder why things go like this, and the truth is that you got the same people policing themselves. So it's like you have to remember that anything that they do to each other could be done to them. So that is what it is. It's just
Well, that's the thing is they police themselves. They write themselves their own laws. They do their own, you know what I mean? So it's like They almost leave it to it, and I hate to say this in any kind of public forum because I'm not calling for this, not calling for it. This isn't me. I'm not an organizer of any sort, but they're leaving it up to physical action is almost to like the last resort, and they do it. They have it they have it set up in such a way when you go and fight this, the political process and the whole bureaucracy of the whole fucking thing, is to drive the normal person nuts. You know what I mean? There's no immediate result. There is zero immediate result. So anything that you do, that you're going to take action now to do about is not going to happen. You're not going to get anything done, said, or completed, and in the time in any time of justice. Like everything is like well after the fact. It's really gross. And that's the thing is like
By design,
this.
though.
No, it is by design. It's like guys like, and this is one of the things is like this is the business side of Trump, where he's a greasy dude, but this is business, this is corporations, this is what they do. It's why he's always like people are like, oh, he's all in the lawsuits, and all these businesses are in lawsuits. That's what they do. They put you in lawsuits, they got money, they drag you out, they bottom you out, they take you to the deep end, they fucking drown you, and you know what I mean?
That's part of the rules of how it goes. That's like at the end of a
Yeah.
basketball game when they're playing the foul game where they're fouling you to put you on the free throw line. That's like it's baked in. That lawsuits is like going to the free throw line and you can foul somebody and that's suing somebody.
Oh, 100%. I mean, that's why you have that's why the banks, that's why Wall Street, that's why they have those enormous funds. And that's all they do. They just get whacked with a fine. You know, like the crimes that they commit that's called by such a small few, but it has affected so many, you know, it's at the point where it's like, oh, well, that's just so big that you're too big to prosecute. You know, Hillary Clinton. Yeah, there's so much going on. It's too much. People don't want to prosecute. You're good. You're free. You're fine. You know, it's just a fucking joke. You know, but that's the thing is like, you know,
Sounds like there's more than that. Sounds like there's a whole lot of fucking. If you say this, I'll say that. That goes on behind closed doors, where it's like nobody wants to, give up the other person at the top because then you get fucking brought down with them. So I
team
feel
A and
like
team A, team B, baby. You know what I mean? It's the
what's
same.
that rule they have at the top? They never take each other down. They just take each other out of power.
Yeah, man. It's just the old.
That way, if it happens to you, you get the same courtesy. You never get taken all the way down. You just get out of power.
Yeah, they rarely ever, if ever, take out their own. You know, and speaking about taking out their own, here's one how they're taking out their own, just kind of on a different level, but on the level. You know, Weinstein, Harvey Weinstein. He's he's a guy in jail that has been tested for coronavirus, and he's got
Oh, it's
he's
Big
got.
Rando.
Yeah, I see big.
Just
I
joined
see
the
that.
moment here. What up, Rando?
What up, big Rando? But yeah,
They
no,
got
I'm
enough
saying,
people they could afford to trim the fat.
yeah, man. Well, dude,
Nah, nah. Realistically, though,
what a
it's
what a good
terrible.
way,
It's
what
terrible. It's
what
nothing to joke about.
what a good way for him and everybody to like. They're like, hey, yo, man, you're in there. You ain't gonna survive this. You're getting suicided via the Rona. You got taken out by the bat soup, homie. All right. I mean, who knows? But you know, if he's supposed to be by way of going, I mean, you know, I don't know. Dude's already disgraced as is, so anything they do, I don't think they're gonna get any sympathy with him going. But isn't it just weird that he gets the fucking coronavirus? This dude is supposed to be isolated and shit. You know, with that and the other thing.
You're talking about Harvey Weinstein?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And all these celebrities, dude, all these people getting this shit. Fucking Isidra Elba, fucking Tom
I don't
Hanks
know.
and his wife.
That was suspect. That whole Harvey Weinstein shit was suspect to me.
Mad suspect, dude.
All of a sudden, like, why is he popping into the news right now? Like, what?
Yo, what up, Monty? Nothing, man. We just talking shop, dude. Coronavirus conspiracies, anything in between, man. If you got something, drop something. You know, there's a whole shitload of stuff going on. What up, Christine? How you doing? I hope you're doing well down there in the AZ. You picked a hell of a time to boogie. Eh,
Nah, but New York is terrible. They've got over 26,000 cases, right? And they're at a
and
huge
growing, and
and
growing.
growing. I mean, how is it not going to grow? Because they're all still taking the subway. I get it. They need it for the hospital workers and the police and other essential workers who don't have vehicles in Manhattan. They need to take the subway. But realistically, five boroughs is just a spaghetti weave of all these tunnels of enclosure where everybody's just sharing the same air. How is it
Yeah,
not going to
man.
spread?
Yeah, man. How is it not going to spread? It's going to spread. I mean, that's what it does. I mean, it's a thing. Now, one of the things I was just watching before we linked up, and it's kind of alarming. And I mean, I guess I could play it if you want, but um, it's this doctor, and he's like a doctor, and he's like a study of like he studies like situations of chaos and stuff. It's usually for stocks and stuff like that. But one of the things that he talked about was how the strain has been worked on since at least 2010 and morphed into what it is to today. The thing is what was leaked from the lab, um, that comes out that what came out from the lab just happens to be like crazy. Something had happened is what he said. I don't want to say crazy. He said something had happened where it took on a whole nother form, and then it ended up getting out of this lab. um and when
Well,
you say like it
realistically, it can mutate on its own naturally too, right? So
well, the
as
reason you want
different
to know
people
why
have it and it mixes with people.
this is a bio, according to this doctor and other people. I've heard this many, many times, but according to this doctor, it's a bio virus. It is genetically engineered. It's man made, and one of the things is to that makes it transferable. Is it it's been crossed with basically uh like in growing terms, it's been cross pollinated with fucking HIV. You know what I mean? A form of HIV as far as like for transferring from human to human. I mean, it's been created in a lab, and some people to what end are like, oh, um look, when say it's created in a lab, automatically it becomes nefarious. But one of the things is this is what they use for learning about these diseases, and they do this stuff to find cures for diseases and vaccines and shit like that. So it's a commonplace, and it's not just China. It happens all over the world as far as where they're making it, and they make we have our labs here. They have them in Canada, and the thing is, this strain was made here in the States, and it went to Canada, and then this version of it has been over in uh, China for at least I think they say since 2012, 2000, between 2012 2015, definitely. you know um so that's the problem, is the origins of this is comes from a lab, and it's not really based. um there's nothing that they said that they could base that off of as far as natural immunity or anything. And one of my good friends I talked to, we talk to quite frequently, as a fellow comedian and stuff. Yeah, Monty, you heard that? Yep. But this is news that's coming out that they don't tell you on the mainstream. There's stuff out there. People are like, oh, where you hear this stuff? I hear this. Hey, look, it's out there. It's in the fucking world. You just got to look. I'm not the guy. I have so much shit thrown at me. I go through so much stuff, but um, you know, uh,
Where there's a will, there's a way.
fuck. I get a little diatribe going on there, dude. But yeah, man, this is like crazy shit. And one of the things about this thing being coming from a lab, leaking out is when people are like, who benefits, world people who are into world government really benefit from all this, because how many look, guys, we're land of the free, home of the brave, and we can't even do our First Amendment right, and that's freedom of speech, freedom to assemble. Okay, and they're like, oh well, it's out of fear that I'm just saying we rolled over and we gave up those rights. You know what I mean? Like, that's one of the things. And out of safety, that might be, but look what it's being backed with. It's being backed by being jailed or even a gun ultimately.
It
um
is it is it is crazy the way it's all chained together, right? That at the same time that you have to stay inside for a virus, you also close down gun stores. It's kind of weird how that's connected.
and then you let go, and then you release criminals, and they're not just releasing your regular just people who's trying to write out that warrant for too many parking tickets or some shit like that, or da 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 da. They're fucking letting out people who are just as fucking quick tempered as any other fucking hothead thug on the street. The only thing is, now they kind of know the game, that they ain't going back. Right, they ain't going back if they out there fucking around doing shit. You know,
Nope.
you know,
You
and
don't go back until you until you fuck up real bad.
yeah, so they're not worried, and I tell you, man, people don't like it, but fucking arm up, do what you got to do. I ain't
That's
telling
why
you.
it's so fucked up that all these gun stores are closed. They had it on the news tonight. This New Jersey gun owner was talking about, people trying to come in and get all these things, and now they can't even fulfill the orders.
Hold on one second, man. I'm getting this thing coming up. Ups employees, global in-person responding with the medical ups, bringing medical equipment, being seriously. U.S. Department of Homeland Security classifies ups as a critical infrastructure. It means we have specific responsibility to. I know the times are tough and essential.
All I'm saying is that it just doesn't make any sense that
They're
they're
giving
closing
they're
down
they're
gun
giving
stores.
hold on, they're giving employees to uh they're giving employees now, um and this is okay, that's Washington. That was Washington. This is let's see, this one doesn't say where this is, and here.
If
But
coronavirus made you go on a shooting spree, if it messed up your brain and you became like a madman shooter, I'd say, okay, it makes sense. They're closing down all the gun stores. But what does it make sense that they're closing down the gun stores to make you shelter in place? Doesn't even make sense.
no, that makes no sense, man. And
It's
it's
very
a
suspicious.
and look at there. So right now they're giving employees, in some places, Washington in some places, which is to be expected in this case, but they're giving them travel authorization letters. That's something that's coming up with I don't want to say a martial law plan, but an enforced plan, a curfew plan, or a you know it could be damn near a martial law plan. So that's a little freaky, bro. You know that's like, that's not suggesting we're around the corner, we're coming around the bend, and this thing's over. That's kind of suggesting that we got more shit ahead of us.
I would think so. Unfortunately, the way that it's set up in a way that doesn't make any sense if everything is the way it's supposed to be. So if if we're just watching out for uh our health here, then how do these gun stores go hand in hand with that?
No, that's what I want to know, dude. I want to know. Uh, 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 I want to know, like, how does that
I see
benefit
Kristen here has
anybody?
a comment about it.
What's that?
I see Kristen here has a comment about it.
Oh, let's see what we got here. So, oh my God. Yeah, that is an issue. That is an issue. People will go out. That's one of the things I think. I can't remember what sheriff said that. I did read that, and that does make sense. You're as a like a it ups the chance. It ups people's chance. Actually, should leave that just for a second longer, but it does up their chance of a of a gun accident, a home shooting type thing with people who aren't trained. I just did a brief little thing with my buddy Mikey um, stream, and he had a guy on that not only did he his like, not only was he like giving people his for the concealed weapons permit, but the training. That's the thing is like you get a permit, you get a permit. Now you need training. You need to actually not just
You
shoot.
need training for a while. You can't have a concealed permit without training. So
No, you can. No, yeah, you definitely can. You most definitely can, dude. I only had to take a class to get my CCW.
a
You know what
class
I
is
mean?
training.
No, yeah, no, that's not training. That's not training. You're taking a class.
Well,
That's not training. Dude,
technically it is though.
no, no, you're
They
just
teach you
passing.
some things. That's training.
Nah, that's not training. You
You
know,
have to
you,
shoot. You have to shoot, right?
good God, well, dude. If I put on gloves and I told somebody this is a jab, this is right hand, you can't just call motherfucker a boxer, okay? You're not just going passing the fucking little
Well,
test because you know
obviously
some
there's
laws.
levels to training too, right? But
Yeah,
there's
but that's
basic
not
training.
training.
That's basic training.
This dude's taking people in. He's doing stress inoculation training where they're actually going in and they're shooting live. They're shooting simulation ammo at each other. So it's like they're really fucking each other up. They're hitting each other hard with stuff. But one of the
Yeah,
things,
it's high level.
yeah, no, definitely. But one of the things is like that's one of the things that he was stressing is like, dude, you need that training. You need that stress. One of my good buddies, this guy right here, Tino. Um, uh,
Yeah, well,
my
I'm just
no, no,
talking
but
about basic training, like
no, but he's
knowing
a
knowing
he's
knowing the ABCs, knowing enough that you should be able to be safe with your own weapon in your own home and not hurt yourself with it. Knowing
well,
enough
that's
just
the
to be able to have your own thing and not hurt yourself. Not that you're a commando and you can do, different field maneuvers that you need excellent training for. It's way different. I'm just saying that the fact that these places are closed and trying to make it that it's better and safer for you, I don't think that goes along with the safety of having your weapon and having your choice, right? So the fact that the choice is what's taken away from you is what we're addressing, not like a reason to rationalize it. Your choice, that's what's being taken, right?
yeah.
The same thing with the other thing.
Well, see,
Your choice.
this is what I was getting at. This is what I was getting at. My buddy Tino, me and him, he's a black belt in jujitsu, and we talk about it all the time. Stress inoculation training, dude. That is crucial. That is key. I mean, you hear about guys freezing. You hear about guys excessively, doing stuff, not being able because they didn't have that stress. Like I grew up. I grew up in I grew up in California, and I had been in a few hairy situations and stuff. But one of the things that I did do, and I do believe it seriously helped me a lot in my life, is when I was surfing, growing up, being held underwater by the waves and the current and this, that, and the other thing. You know what I mean? Um, I I learned early, you know, when you stress and you try to fight to swim up to the surface while the water's still churning and you're getting da 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 da, you just add to it. You keep yourself in the same position, or you actually keeping yourself down. But as soon as you relax, it makes the water around you calm quicker, and then you fucking pop right up to the top. And that stress inoculation, like you learn that over time. So then later on in life, when crazy shit was going on, and it was like I was able to compartmentalize myself and stay in the pocket and be cool and make you know nanosecond decisions, but make
Some
the
people
right
have that, some
decisions.
people don't though.
It's
Remember
true.
the old scene
It's
from The
true.
Godfather, right?
But
The
it
Michael
has to be kind of
Corleone.
You need that stress. It's like a wrestler. It's like a wrestler. It's like somebody in jujitsu. You know what I mean? Like they might be all badass in training, but then when they get into that position where somebody's actually really trying to squeeze their fucking head off, they freak out. They tap early, or you know what I mean? Like because they haven't gone through the stress of like calm the fuck down. I can ride this out. Like that. You know what I mean? There needs to be that high level of stress. You need to die a few times in training in order to survive in the real world.
I mean, and that goes across to different sports also, right? Like that's what it comes down to with LeBron when it comes to taking the last shot in the game, or somebody making the Tom Brady making the last 2-minute drive to win the game, throwing the last touchdown pass to win the game. These are all situations where the more you do it, the better you get at it. And it's proven in
True.
sports. In sports, you can see, because it's not like in these situations, a lot of times it's like, we're talking life or death, right? So, but in sports, it's a game. So it's like those moments come where they can be repeated, and and the good players like that are good under pressure, those are the guys that you see repeatedly in these situations, calm, cool, and collected. Derek Jeter making the play, right? That's what it's all about when it comes down to those big moments. Can you stay collected under pressure and make the right play? And in this situation, it just transfers over to whatever subject it is, whatever training it is. If you're a cop now in the streets, it's different. It's a different training for a different play that needs to be made. Maybe it's a life-saving play instead of a fucking throw to second base.
Hey, yeah, no, I'm with you on that. Real quick, hey, Kristen, yeah, I don't think that I don't think it has anything to do with gun sales. I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to minimize people out there having guns. And you know what, though, one of the things is these people. I will say this: these people, even though they don't have the proper training, or people who are going to be first time home or first home buyers, first time gun buyers in this situation, stuff like that. There still is a waiting list. They still have to go through that. So they're not going to have these guns like immediate unless you were to buy a shotgun or something like
Even
that.
that too now, waiting list.
Right? But okay, well then, and then that
All of
changed.
that. No
Uh,
no gun without a wait.
but the other thing is these are law abiding citizens. You know what I mean? Buying these guns. It's not like somebody getting it from a back alley deal. You know, um, that's how I look at
The back
that.
alley deal is the cash only, same day, fucking same moment you get it. That's the thing. That's what makes it scary, because the law abiding citizen gotta wait longer than the
Yeah.
criminal.
No, no, definitely, dude. Hey, man, there's gonna be a market out there, you 3D printer having motherfuckers to be making 3D serial numberless guns. See 3D printed guns. Those are gonna be a hot. Those
That's
are gonna be
what
a
it's
hot thing.
showing on the Vice channel. In the Philippines, they're making guns out of all types of scrap metal.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's
He's like filing down all the pieces, putting it connected and all together. Instead of
I
playing
don't
with Legos, they're putting together
can't hear
guns.
you, dude. As I say, I don't know about I don't know if anybody else, but that was all digitized on my end. I couldn't hear nothing.
Yeah,
Sorry. What are you saying? Because it's normal now.
something about guns. I don't know. We're in the moment.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
no,
don't know.
real quick, Tino, though, jujitsu is probably the best stress inoculators, besides SWAT and special forces. Definitely for the everyday person, 100%. And is because exactly no one's trying to kill you like they are in those other ones. You
Yeah,
know,
well, that's not the point. The point is that you're under pressure and you have to stay cool to be successful. There's a lot of sports where you're in pressure moments. We have to maintain your focus. That's what it comes down to, maintaining your focus. And a lot of times, people can't maintain their focus. And if you're cool under pressure, you can.
oh, definitely, definitely. I don't know it.
That translates into a lot of things. Anything that you need focus for, that translates.
Um, Real quick though, uh, uh, my buddy Tino saying it's not the same. What? Can you quantify combat sports? What? No, you're 100%. I agree with Tino though, dude. It's not the same. I think there's a higher level of intensity, but when it comes to fighting, I think But I mean, Lex knows that. Lex is all about the fight game, dude. He's not marginalizing anything. He's just going performance for performance. But one of the things I want to talk about
Oh, it's
though, I want.
it's totally different. All I'm saying is that in order to maintain your focus, you have to be calm under pressure. There's a lot of different ways to be calm under pressure, but calm under pressure and maintaining your focus is my point.
Oh, 100% on anything. Being in the zone, regardless of what you're doing, is paramount to anything you're doing, on a high level, you know. All right, Tino, we're not talking about your fantasy, dude, about having two guys on you. Sorry, that was just a little something, something. But hey, I want to fucking bring it back to the goddamn virus, dude. All right, Jesus, dude. This is one of my things that's going on with this virus, though, man. Is, um, you know, one of the things is we can play chicken littles, and we can place blame. One thing is though, dude, you definitely have to put blame on China and the World Health Organization. Okay, now when when this was going on, um, this is my take. I believe, and I actually know, I'm going to say that this outbreak happened a lot. It happened a lot sooner, happened a lot earlier than we are paying attention to, or even give credit to, or even will admit. Okay, and what I'm saying here is this outbreak goes down in October, right? Well, I don't want to say this outbreak goes down; it comes out in October. But one of the things that ends up happening here is, and you have the protest in Hong Kong. You have the protest now breaking out in Wuhan, China. The Wuhan protests are just as big as Hong Kong's, if not bigger. So, what ends up happening going on in Wuhan at the time of these, at the time of the protest, you have the World Military Games going on at this time. Okay, now after the World Military Games, or during, um, halfway through and during the middle of it, all of a sudden protesters are starting to complain about this mysterious illness going out through the protesters. Okay, now, cut to a couple of weeks later. Okay, it kind of goes in and out, mysterious, this, that, but now we have a big problem in China. There's a big, they have the outbreak. Um, they don't know if it came from a wet market ultimately, or what they're saying, this, that, and the other thing. But one of the things that does happen, that comes out with this whole outbreak in this spot in China, is it spreads. Okay, it it spreads all over the world. All right, and when China admits when China admits it, okay, when China admits it, they first say it's not human to human transferable, and then the WHO comes out and they agree that it's not human to human transferable, right? So you still have Chinese, um, traveling the world. Okay, you have Chinese people traveling the world. Okay, and one of the things is, yeah, you're talking about Dr. Shiva, but here's one of the things. China is like $7 billion in like an $80 billion a year industry, that is world tourism, world travel. Okay, $7 billion. Vegas, big, you know,
It's like
big spot.
10%.
They're traveling, they're traveling here to the United States. They're traveling all over the world, right? Um, this thing was going out all over already. Then they finally shut everything down. Well, it's too late. Okay. Now, one of the things that has come up in recent studies that is if China acted, if they had just 3 weeks earlier from when they did, 3 weeks earlier from when they did, it would have been a 95% containment. Okay. And it would have reduced the spread entirely across the world completely. It would have reduced the spread to where we wouldn't have any. Now, to make matters worse, okay? So to make matters worse, when it goes to these places, it makes it to first to Italy from, you guessed it, tourists over there, and then there's these Italian. I don't know if they're for leather, but they're hiring migrant workers, some illegal, some legal, from China, from infected areas of China. They're bringing them over. Now, one of the things going on over there in Italy, and you have Russia and Singapore, they shut down their borders. They have nobody there. They have like next to nothing like that. But Italy, they kept these people open. They were bringing in cheap labor, spreading the virus. And a lot of the Italians aren't happy about it. A lot of Italians are getting all upset, and they're getting all they're getting all upset about this. You know, they're not letting them into their businesses. They don't want them on the public transit and in their stores and stuff like that, because they're like, they know where this is coming from, who brought this to them, right? And so how does Italy address this whole deal, this growing pandemic? One of the things that they do is they they say, fuck the potential killer virus. No, let's address this. Let's address racism. All right. Racism. People are saying it's racist to associate anything to do with this virus with Chinese people. All right. So instead of public isolation or anything like that,
this really chaps you right here. You've been on this for a minute.
Well, dude, they did this thing with hug a Chinese person. I'm human.
Oh my God, worst idea ever.
I'm not a virus. Okay. Now they have the most amount of deaths, and they have the largest amount of old people in population. Second largest.
Something about that real quick. The most ridiculous part of that whole thing was that they weren't just hugging Chinese people, right? Because if you were just hugging Chinese people, I could say, okay, how is he supposed to know that hugging Chinese people is going to be a problem? They were hugging sick Chinese people.
Yeah, sick, dude. What the fuck?
So who cares that they're Chinese? They're just people that are sick.
Yeah.
You're just hugging sick people.
Dude.
It doesn't even matter what kind of people they are. They're sick people. So why would you hug sick people? Hug all the non-sick people you want. Do that whole initiative with non-sick people, but you have people wearing masks that were initiated to hug them. That makes no sense. That mayor fucked that one up royally.
Hey, Kristen, have a good night. I hope all's well. Thanks for joining us. Have a good one. Talk to you soon. Yeah, man, that's insane shit, dude. Seriously. Now look at them, though. Now look at them. They got this thing. They're like, oh, in all of Italy, they're saying, oh, we're not gonna treat anybody over the age of 80. And now in the city of Parma, they're saying they're not gonna treat anybody over the age of 60. Okay. A lot of people, they're like, oh, socialized medicine, free medicine, medicine for all. I get it. I would love to do that. If we stop the wars, we could probably take care of stuff like that, and no one would bat an eye. All right. It could be the way of the future. All right. But the way the system is, the way things are set up, that's not going to go. Can't fly. There needs to be some kind of checks and balances. And here we go. You have a place that has that kind of ideological type medicine, and they aren't able to handle what the problems they have today, and they're turning people away. They don't even want to address the issue in some cases. But one of the things I will say, and has been proven, has been found out, it doesn't matter right now It doesn't matter what you die of, what your pre-existing condition is. If you do have the coronavirus, you do have COVID-19, it doesn't matter if you died of cancer, if you died of fucking heart failure, anything, you died of the virus. That is it. That's what they're saying. And that's cooking the books. That's really cooking the books. Like they just had a thing come out where a kid, the first one supposedly ever, or the first one in the United States, died under the age of 18 or something like
I just
that.
heard that. Yeah.
Right.
What's the story? I heard
Okay, but
exactly only that.
okay, here's the thing. Everything I've read 3 articles. Okay, 3 articles and a tweet about it, and a couple tweets, and all it says was the kid died of COVID, and in the same thing, in Long Beach, California, 4 people have tested positive. Da, 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 da. Now, here's one of the things. Everybody we're seeing, especially anybody that is not an elderly age, that has been dying of this, they've been dying of, they've had pre-existing conditions, they have had chronic illness, they were dealing with multiple things at one time. The last one that they did, it was a guy who was 34 years old, and they're like, oh, he died of coronavirus, COVID-19. And when you look at it, the dude had a long history of asthma, bronchitis, chronic, respiratory problems. The dude had testicular cancer. And then when he got tested, they did chest X-rays, 60 to 70% pneumonia in the dude's lungs. And when he dies, they're like, oh, he died of COVID-19. Come on, dude. You have over half of pneumonia in your lungs, liquid in your lungs, and you're going to go and tell me that it was this. Now, did it overburden the system to where he did die? Could be. I mean, I'm no doctor, but I mean, come on, man. It just seems like
Yeah, no, I mean, I see what you're saying. It could be real, but there's also no denying the fact of the shady opportunities it also opens to cook the books.
No, it does. I mean, because this way it sells your whole thing. It sells the narrative. It sells, lets everybody, makes them. But here's one of the things. Talk about cooking the books. And this has been proven in studies. 83 and a third percent false positive rates in the first initial test in China during the outbreak of the first 100 and some thousand people. What? I definitely am not marginalizing this as being dangerous and stuff, but sometimes you do got to look at things. You do got to take emotions out of things. You do got to look at things as, in a sense, and me personally, dude, hey, and here's another thing too. Isn't this kind of just convenient, in all the places we were in a moment, we were in a time in the world where things were really coming about. We're really, really about ready to have a radical change go on here, dude. You had all the world protests going on, and we're talking in the Western world. We're talking, in China. You have the ones in China, but then you had all the protests in the UK. People, they're leaving the United Nations. You had Germany. They're protesting their government. You had Italy protesting, Spain, France. You had all these places, and then they're all gone. Everything shut down. In a lot of these places, they're bringing in pretty much the equivalent to martial law. They have drones flying around telling people to get back in their buildings and shit like that. They got government military patrol up and down the streets. No protests. Now the people who are protesting are looking to the government to help them. That's a work. Sorry, that's a work.
It was all good just a week ago, right?
What'd you say?
It's a saying. It's from Jay-Z from a long time ago on his first album. It was all good just a week ago, meaning things change quick.
Man, we need to
You
check
know,
that connection. Yeah, no, I hear you. I hear
that's
you
how
on
it
that deal.
goes.
Yeah, man. I don't, it just, it's one of the things, that's a part of this, dude. I mean, one of the issues that I have, all right, about this, and no one, it's now coming about. And I mentioned this earlier, but what people are looking at is how dependent on China we are. And when people said, "Oh, Trump didn't do this, Trump didn't do that," oh, da da da, and all medical supplies, this and the other thing. One, in a lot of cases, after 2015, for some fucking reason, a lot of states and government facilities never bought the this shit that was needed. They never restocked on it. Right? They never restocked on it. After 2015, they never stocked up to what they were supposed to have, what they're needed. Then you have this whole thing where our medical supply is, we're reliant on these on this stuff from China. So China actually threatened to withhold medical supplies to the United States in the beginning of this outbreak. All right, especially when our media was over there calling it the Chinese virus and shit. That's when CNN, that's when NBC, MSNBC, all these people started turning this thing into, oh, it's racist to call it da 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 da, because China was fucking putting the spurs to us, saying they were going to withhold this stuff. All right. Here's the thing. Almost our entire vitamin industry, almost in like 80, at least, let's just scale it back. Let's just say 70% is probably more vitamin industry. Our medicines, the raw materials and stuff, and the process and all that stuff has come from China. Comes from China, dude. Okay. We are ridiculously dependent on them. This has been something that our government has done systematically over the years since the 70s, bro. This has been a slow work. This should never fucking happen ever fucking again. This is a goddamn travesty. And some of these politicians, they should fucking dig up from the grave and fucking try their asses too. I mean, our politicians, all these globalists that sold our fucking country out, sold us the fuck out, dude, with these deals with fucking China. Okay, people don't fucking realize this shit, dude, but we are so heavily dependent. This is as bad as fucking Britain when they were swindled off of getting off of coal and going to oil. And as soon as they got off of coal and went to oil, they got fucking bam pitted in a fucking World War II. Now the energy, they don't have energy to run their own fucking military. In a pandemic, we're getting choked off from we have the potential of getting choked off from the country that's causing the fucking problem, dude. That's fucking caused this shit. Now they're fucking, I mean, seriously, dude. This is what the fucking Clintons,
Some art of
this is
war
what
shit right there.
This is what the Clintons, this is what the Obamas, this is what the Bushes, this is their dynasty and their cronies and all their fucking people. The rise of Walmart and all this shit, dude. The destruction of small businesses, the destruction of fucking of the mom and pops and old school downtown Main Street, dude. This is all done. And I'm telling you right now, man, these motherfuckers over here sold us the fuck out, and all we do is bootlick, suck up. I gotta give it to the fuck. Here's one of the things. Fuck everybody right now. I'm fucking trumping, dude. This dude has fucking shown these motherfuckers for who they are and what the fucking problem is. The motherfucker is exposing the bullshit that's going on right now. Like him, love him or hate him, whatever. But the dude is fucking showing the true vulnerability, what our fucking previous government, motherfuckers like Joe Biden and these cocksuckers Bernie and all these motherfuckers that help vote in these fucking globalist trade, these fucking deals. You know, we are seriously fucked with this whole thing.
Joe
We are
Biden
not.
doesn't even know what's going on. Most of his recent stuff, he's like spaced out.
No, but yeah, he's fucking done, dude. The guy's a fucking walking corpse, bro. The hamster on the wheel is just fucking spinning around, stuck. Just you don't know what the fuck's going. Biden's fucking toast in the dude. The guy needs to fucking. They need to let him go be with his family. All right, they need to let him go. It's ridiculous to see, but this is the. I'm telling you, man. Our fucking government, these people, they sold us the fuck out, dude. Long time ago, and here it is. And this is Americans. Look, you can't just tell somebody to go like, boycott China. How the fuck are you gonna boycott when we are just they're so woven in? It has to be a systematic boycott. But at the very least, I could say if there's anything that would come out of this positive is people to one, wake up to what the fucking situation where we're really in and who our real enemy is. And then the other is how we can actually might fucking be able to shake the fucking grips and that China has on our fucking country.
Hope it's not too late.
No, well, no, the potential's there, man. The potential's there. If China wants to wheel and deal, if China wants to fucking, because the only thing is they're relying on us because we buy all their shit. China has all the shit. Their people ain't buying their shit. You know what I mean? Like their people ain't using their people. They're not equipped to use it. They're not like they're not. That's not how they're living, bro. They make it. They ship it out, but they don't buy it. You know, they don't have the money for that shit, dude. You know what I mean? Like they're fucked. Other places they don't want they don't want like the stuff they can get ultimately from China unless it's going to be the stuff that comes to the States. Because shit that comes to the States is actually they make is a better quality of production that they do. But this is going to show people, hopefully, wake the fuck up, turn off your CNNs, your Foxes, your bullshit, turn off all that shit, fucking follow independent media, look at that stuff for the stuff that's going on the sensationalism side and see where their mindset.
See what they're talking about because you can tell their agenda just both
that you need
to see what they're saying and where they're going with it. So I watch everything just to get an even full picture.
No, and I do too. I do too. I'm not saying don't watch it. I'm saying don't like that's your fucking source and that's where you're going off of. But the thing is, the thing that I'm getting at is this, I hate to say it. I hate to say wake up, snap out of it, the fucking end the trance. End the fucking trance. All right. Know where these people, they're not our people. They're not our people. These aren't our people. Okay. They don't have our interest in mind, dude. They act like, oh, the old people, oh, the elderly. This is the system that has fucking completely eviscerated Social Security. That these generations, these people, oh, we're worried about it. They completely wiped out their fucking, their shit. That they're living on a fucking pittance. On a fucking mere pittance of shit they paid into their whole life and they should be benefiting. They fucking completely fucking shredded it. And then now they're telling me, oh yeah, we're worried about the old people. No. And I'm sorry, but when it comes to a big lefty agenda, big globalist status agenda, getting rid of your old people, your useless eaters, that's a good little deal. They fucking like that shit, dude. That's when abortions, killing off the old people and fucking and taxing everybody 100% in between from fucking cradle to grave, dude. But this is what I'm getting at. Sorry, a little rant there. This is what I'm getting at though. This is showing our vulnerability. All right. And this is also showing a great part of America where people are rising up, companies are doing things, they're making things happen. I met a guy yesterday on the live stream that his company, they make flavored vapes and because of the hand sanitizer shortage, he was able to like retrofit shit, mix and match, and uh now they made vapes, but he had the material to make hand sanitizer, and it's like a good deal. It's like it's direct for locals and local businesses and stuff like that. So there's like stuff people rising to occasion. That's going to happen. That's what's needed. But I mean, these big jobs and this shit that's going on, with our medical supply and stuff, having I mean, shit, dude. Having them tie it all up. I mean, how is anybody not just out of their fucking tits about that, dude? You see it? Am I tripping?
No.
I mean, that's our fucking that's our shit, dude. And I'm not gonna boycott China. I mean, that's just
No,
but
everybody's got to wake up. We've been living too good for too long. It's like in the old Frank White movie. You got fat, and while you got fat out here while we starved in jail.
yeah, man, I'm just saying, dude. It's
Now
craziness.
it's time to wake up and see what it is.
I'm just look at these politicians. Like, how could anybody? I mean, seriously, how can anybody stand 1 second longer of Dianne Feinstein in office in California when she had first she got popped with recently with that whole shorting the stocks and all that shit or whatever, selling, dumping stocks. But the other thing was she had a fucking Chinese nationalist, a Chinese communist spy in her fucking her driver, her professional driver for like 20 plus years, like close to 27 years. Like all over half of my fucking life on this fucking planet, this chick's had a fucking spy living in her fucking, by her side, or some shit like that working for her. How the fuck?
Crazy.
Yeah, how the fuck is she still not? How the fuck are people still voting for her? How is this like, how do we know all the shit that these people do, these politicians and all this stuff, and yet they still get in office. They still get, and then here they are making some of the biggest decisions that are impacting our lives today.
Hey, that's why the old Greek philosophers had the saying that those that don't want to get involved in politics suffer at the hands of lesser politicians, is what it is. If you don't want to get involved and lead yourself, you got to deal with somebody else leading with their bullshit.
Yeah, I forget what that I know that quote. I forget exactly what that one is, but shit, man, been going on for an hour, dude. Should probably wrap this up, man. Fucking yeah.
Social distancing.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Damn, bro, just when you got chanclas fucking all to yourself, it was gonna be chanclet out.
Oh man, yeah, isn't that the fucking deal, bro? I'm ready to take over. Fucking, I get the show. I get. I'm like, okay,
Jack
no.
knew it was coming. He had the inside info. He knew something was up. He's like
Hey,
Wuhan. He
hey,
had the
you know what?
word.
Hey, Jack's actually he was I don't think he was leaving. I think he's just directing from a different position, but you know. Well, let's see what this hold on. That's what happens. What happens, Tino? Fucking I'm out of it. I'm out of it. I appreciate it, Sarah. Thank you.
He's probably talking about how you're saying how do these people keep getting elected.
No, yeah, no. But he's saying this is a conspiracy to shut down Chonkless. You fucking know it, baby. Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
chanclas is still open. You can still get wings, right?
Yeah, you can. You can get wings if you're over
If
there on the
anybody
east
wants
side of
wings, you
town.
could order wings from Chanclas, and you can find them on Facebook. Search Chanclas Cantina.
Hey, they're gonna be half off tomorrow on Wednesdays, dude. So, they're keeping the comedy show in memory over there, and they're reducing their price. Um, chonkless. But I like this one right here. Thanks, Sarah. That's appreciate that.
There you go.
I'll fucking
Yeah,
do it,
man,
baby.
that's the name of the game. If you don't like the way somebody else runs it, you got to run it yourself.
Yeah, man. You can get
That's
them
how it is.
fucking
The older you get, the more you realize that these things are important. When you're young, you're not thinking about that. You're thinking about running around doing young shit.
right on. All right, Tino. You have a good night, buddy. Peace out. Thanks for contributing.
Yeah, Tino.
Boo bam. But yeah, man. Guys, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. We'll be firing up. We'll do this every night, man. Fucking this is the deal, dude. This is it. This is what we're doing now. This is life.
This is modern. This is what it's
This
about these days. Going live. I mean, we're isolated anyway, so what else you got to do?
man. Fucking A. Well,
Fight
yeah,
Conversations. Don't forget, like and subscribe on YouTube. Also, Twitter and Instagram at Fight Talk 24/7. I'm Lex Las Vegas. It's been fun tonight.
yeah, man. It has been fun, dude. Yeah, and Tino, yep, hope we can still do our show in April. It's not looking like it, but fuck. If we can, I'm there. Especially with that government check, baby. Yo! Yeah, guys, Fight Conversations. Me and Lex, when the fight game gets back up, we'll be talking shop. We'll be out there. I'm gonna be firing up all of these and having other guests on doing the ThinkStopper podcast from this location. This is how it's gonna go down now. And I'm probably gonna do some streams at earlier times to get other people on here. But Lex, I greatly appreciate it, dude. Fucking, I'll hit you up tomorrow. As far as let's do another let's do another stream and shit. But I'll just hit you up in general purposes. Well, don't go anywhere anyways. But I'm gonna
I
end
know
this
the
deal.
deal, bro.
Yeah, but yeah, fucking ThinkStopper podcast, ThinkStopper.com, Tresmala.com, Tresmala on Instagram, all that other shit. Lex Las Vegas, Fight Talk 24/7. Peace.
Peace.